Good morning, guys. We are going to fix us an omelet this morning, and I just thought I'd get on here and show you how I do it. So, let's get to fixing. Let me grab an apron real quick. All right. Now, let's get to fixing. All right, well, what I'm going to have in mind is ham and cheese. You can put anything you want in the omelet. The first thing I'm going to do is, if you come over this way, I'm going to, oh, I don't think I said welcome to my Kentucky kitchen. We're going to get in here and y'all come on in and we're going to fix this up a little bit of something to eat. So this is bacon grease, my bacon grease container. And I put about, golly, maybe a half a teaspoon, just the tiniest amount of bacon grease in there. And I also want to put in some butter. So, and we'll put maybe a tablespoon of butter in there. Maybe about a tablespoon is all we're going to put in, because we don't want them, you know, greasy and oily, right? So then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to arrange my different cheeses, okay? So I just got a paper plate here. I'm going to put in Gouda, and I'm going to make 3. So I'm going to put in enough, say, just about that much, 1/4 of a cup or something. And Ricky always likes mozzarella in his, so I'm going to do the same with the mozzarella, about the same amount. And I'm going to put in some shredded cheddar too, just mild cheddar, okay? There we go. Now we're just going to kind of mix this up. And you know, I always do in the prep work, before I ever get on camera, I have my hands washed before I ever start prepping or anything like that. My surface is clean and everything ready to go. So here's our cheese. We can set that aside. Set our butter out of the way. All right. So now the next thing we're going to do, you guys might be able to see a little better if I move it over this way. There you go. I've got me some ham. So I'm going to grab me out some ham. And, you know, I'll get the little chunky pieces. Because we want to kind of save the slices for sandwiches and what. So I need enough for 3 again, because that's what I'm making. And we like lots of meat in ours, so you can put as little or as much. And I'm not putting any vegetables in this morning. So, where's my knife? Here it is. So I'll put a little extra meat because we don't have any vegetables in ours. And I'm just going to do, you know, a fine little chop on it. I just don't want it in great big hunks, right? So, and then I'm going to take this. Well, I'm not going to this morning because I don't want you guys to have to hear the world. But normally I would take that and stick it in the microwave for a minute and heat it up. And that just, it moves the process along a little bit. But I tell you what I will do. I'll put it in this little skillet and set it. I'll just warm it up in a skillet instead of the microwave. That's how I'll do it. Because your cheese just doesn't melt as well if that meat is cold. All right, so our skillet's getting close. All right, so now we need to crack some eggs. That's 3. And of course, on camera, I get shell in there. Normally, I'll never get. But if you get a shell in there, all you have to do is take your egg, your broken shell, and go down in there, and it will suck it up in there. If you try to do it just with your finger or a fork or something like that, you'll be in there fishing forever. But if you use this shell, then it'll come right out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 eggs, and I'm making 3. So I'm gonna put in 1 extra. I think 2 eggs a piece is enough. So my skillet's getting a little warm, so I'm just gonna move it off until I get these eggs ready. And so we're just gonna kind of whip this up, and I'll turn that burner down a little bit because we don't want it super hot. And then sometimes I put a little milk in, and sometimes I do not. But we definitely need some salt. And we need some pepper. And I think I will put in just a little splash of milk. It really does help it along. You can use milk. If you don't have milk, you can use water. And good thing I just want to splash because this gallon's about gone, isn't it? So I'm just putting a tiny bit. You know what? I'm just going to finish that off just because it's there. And then we're going to whisk that back in. I'm hungry this morning. I'm going to put this back on here and let that get back hot. We want that skillet hot when we put our eggs in. And then I'll just put in, you know, about 1/3 of this mixture. Oh yeah, that ham's going to be nice and toasty. Plus it gives just a tiny bit of caramelization on that ham, and that's always good. So we're going to try to put in just about 1/3 of that. There we go. And we'll move this over out of the way, and move this out of the way. And move that out of the way. And then we're going to move from the edges into the center. And move from the edges into the center. And then all that egg will go back out to the edge. And you just kind of keep doing that. And if it doesn't look like you got enough pepper, and I don't think I do. And if your stove is not level like mine, you kind of turn your skillet so that, and see what I'm doing? I'm just, and turn the ham off. It's warm enough. See, I'm just kind of moving that in, and then as you move it back in, the yellow comes down, and you just continue to do that all the way around. We like kind of thick omelets. We don't like the paper thin ones. Now, I do make the paper thin ones sometimes, but not very often. And then when it stops going back out like that, okay, then it's pretty well set. And then I like to add just a tiny bit more of pepper, or seasoned salt, or onion powder. You know what? I think I'll put onion powder on mine because I like onion powder. But you can put everything bagel on it if that's what you want, you know. Put whatever seasonings you like. Okay, so now that this is good and set and it's not too jiggly any longer, I'm going to take about 1/3 of this ham. And I'm going to put that on there. Okay. And then a third of this cheese. Yeah, I probably could turn you guys a little bit more. Maybe bring you a little closer. Let's see if we can kind of go down. Try that. All right. And we're going to put a third of the cheese in. And then once it's good and set and not real runny any longer, you just put your spatula over the side and just give it a flip. And if it breaks a little bit, that's okay. And stick it back on there. But omelets are so versatile. You can put anything in an omelet. If you want mushrooms, if you want peppers, if you want onions, if you want zucchini, if you want squash, if you want spinach. I know spinach is a really popular one. Whatever you want, you put that in there. It's your omelet. You have it your way. We like ham and cheese. You know, sometimes if I have mushrooms in there, I'll put mushrooms in there. Or sometimes I like onions in mine, but they don't. So, you know, like most moms, we don't always do just for ourselves. We do for our family. So, there you go. A nice omelet. Isn't that pretty? And if you want to put a little more cheese across the top, we do that a lot of times. And there you go. An omelet, if you want some toast or some biscuits to go with it. And that's it. You have your omelet. So I'm going to get busy with making these other two. And omelets are super, super, super simple, you know, egg thing to make. If you just don't want scrambled that day, you know. Hey, make yourself up an omelet. And you'll be done quick and easy. And it doesn't take any longer, really, than a scrambled egg does. Or a over easy or over medium egg. So, I'm going to get back in here and I'm going to make the rest of us some omelet. And I wish you guys a good day. Happy breakfast. Happy life. And Merry Christmas. Because it's Christmas season. So, I hope y'all have a good one.